So it's time for us to go ahead and talk about one of my favorite phones of all time, and this is actually the Galaxy S8. Now this is going to be a late 2022 review of this thing. This is not going to be a full in-depth review like I did earlier this year. So if you want to watch a more in-depth one, watch the one I made earlier this year. But with the Galaxy S8, what's super incredible about this phone for the most part is just how future-proof this phone was when it first came out. So some things have already changed with this phone, but the body, I mean, it's still so beautiful. You have that beautiful 5.8-inch Super AMOLED display, 1440p, 60 Hz, but it's still a very good panel, very little bezel on the top and bottom. You had a USB-C port, headphone jack, and a micro SD card slot, which those are crazy things in and of itself nowadays to even have on any phone. The fact that we had that on a Galaxy S8 from 2017 was amazing. So that in and of itself was a really awesome thing, and I actually look forward to that like crazy with this type of device. Now on top of that, the build quality is still very good. The camera's alright, you know, it's definitely not the best camera anymore, but I will definitely tell you with this type of phone in this day and age, I think it still holds up very well from a body standpoint. Now, some things that changed from the middle part of this year onwards, we got the next version of One UI, which had no impact on this phone at all, considering it's been unsupported since One UI 1. But One UI 5, when you compare it to One UI 1, there's a lot of different changes. So I'm actually really happy Samsung's been improving it in that area, which is really cool. On top of that, you also had the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip, Z Fold 4 come out, a new Galaxy Watch come out as well. And to see Samsung from what they were in 2017 when this phone came out to where they're at now with how good those phones have been getting, it's actually pretty insane to me that at one point this was kind of one of the main flagships they were selling. And it's crazy because I wish a lot of these features like the headphone jack and the micro SD card slot, specifically the micro SD card slot, had came over and been brought over to the newer, flips and folds. But we'll never see it, but if someone can hope. Now another crazy thing that happened, and this is so random, I believe the Samsung Galaxy S8 ended up getting a completely random update. So it was a software update, it was a security update. So don't get your hopes up. It wasn't like a full UI change or anything like that. But it's still insane to me that this type of phone ended up getting some strange update like that actually ended up getting support for this phone from 2017. So I love Samsung because they are supporting their phones a little bit longer, which is always good to see. But it's also really awesome that their specific device is now getting better and better. Even though, a lot of people probably aren't using it anymore, they know that a lot of people are probably still using it too. So that's a really cool thing. I'm probably not like the best, I'm not the first person to recommend buying a Galaxy 8 anymore, but it's still really cool that this phone actually had that capability at that point. Now some other things, Samsung DeX came with this phone, which was awesome. You had just probably one of the biggest shifts from one, phone like the Galaxy S7 to the Galaxy S8, where it was just like a massive change, just like going from an iPhone 7 Plus to an iPhone 10. 2017 was a tremendous year for phones, and I'm so happy with the way they've approached it. But I will tell you, I would probably not recommend buying this specific phone anymore, but this device was so ahead of its time. It is so perfect still, and honestly, I want to ask you the question. If Samsung were to go ahead and pretty much give you the same exact body of the Samsung Galaxy S8, but they revised the internals, they gave you, let's say, 6 gigabytes of RAM, and they gave you potentially maybe like, let's just do the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, let's not even do the Plus variant. Would you buy a phone like this for like $699? $599 maybe? I guess they have the S21 FE lineup, which is pretty good for the most part, but it looks like they're going to phase that out too. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.